Alright, welcome back everyone. Bienvenidos a todos. Hoy es el día 22. 22. It is day 22. Let's get right into it. Things are getting a little hairy. I was like reviewing some of the stuff in my head in the evening, you know, like wrapping through some of the tendencies that are causing lots of repeated mistakes. Right, so be a little bit more vigilant moving forward, juggling quite a lot of things. So we had a whole smorgasbord of form of the present tense, but the large majority of the thing dealt with we had the conjugation in which stems don't change, right? So in nosotros, nosotras, nosotros, and then the verb. So we had things, right? A good one would be like queremos, where the stem does not change, right? That was the main focus of this one. And he added tons of verbs, tons of different predicates and verbs. We'll chalk them up to learning because we'll need those verbs quite often. Now, in terms of free time, we had playa, la playa. Mainly things on the beach. And something about reading on the beach is a thing. I haven't really considered that, going to the beach and pulling out a book and just chilling. La playa, el periódico. The newspaper was paired for something to read. We had people. Free time, free time, free time. When it comes to beach, we think of the summertime, el verano. Like an object, a place, and a time. Is there... I remember there are more pairs than this. Going... Maybe expressions, adjectives. We don't have adjectives and adverbs. There's caminar. Walk. I feel like... Alright. Correr. In there. It was a walk. What was a pear for summer? There wasn't a pear for summer. Was it? Was there a pear for newspaper? Pear for beach? No. Dang. I didn't remember a lot. Dog. What about things to eat? There's definitely something new to eat. Don't know what it is. Would you grab at a beach? Yeah, I was really distracted yesterday. I like so many thoughts yesterday. Actually, in fact, I was being quite direct yesterday. Excessive excessive like um excessive at comments with no regards for how many things involved in language learning. Let's go over our podcast. See if I recall anything. So we had we were back up to 3 pods yesterday. So the first pod was beach reading. And yeah, there were 2 people making sure they talk about their beach experience. They talk about making sure to bring books, like lots of books, when they head to the beach to relax, and they do a lot of reading. And this was Lynn. And Lynn said, "Sure, it sounds great as long as she can sleep, as long as she can nap in between each page." Classic Lynn. I don't think there was any particular. Nope, doesn't bring any new vocabulary. Let's go to the next scenario. Next one was Lynn. Oh, dining at the beach. Dining by the beach. And this was with family. It was Lily who was listening. It was mention of salads. Oh, yeah. Arroz. Pollo. Ate a lot of chicken. Pollo, arroz, salads. That's it. And they were talking about eating a lot. And Lily was like, "Wow, eating salad by the beach. That's great. What are you gonna do next? Count the grains of sand?" Not impressed, obviously. Beach is kind of relaxing. Guess it could be a little bit boring for the youngsters. Oh, yeah. And then the last one turned out it was Falstaff. Planning a beach trip. Oh, does that ring any bells for Falstaff? So Falstaff. The planning the beach trip was... It involved bringing books again. Packing a book. When they were going, which was during the summer. No, not really. And then Falstaff's punchline was playing a beach. Bear's idea of a relaxing time is to find a cozy river and a tree to nap under. A cool environment. Right? That's what bears do be doing. Does the adventure help? So the adventure was we played as Zadi. And it was Zadi's rainy day. And the environment was... So you had this environment, right? It's usually a box. Zadi's chilling here. Right, Zadi. And then we have Eddie. I think. Yeah, we have Eddie here. There's a stand here with stuff in it. And Oscar. Oscar was here. And in the back, Junior is here. There's like a couch back here. So they're like in a cafe of sorts. And there's like a music stand back here. So you went to Eddie. Oh, Eddie is just chilling. Eddie is chilling at a table. And you have like windows over here, which shows that it's raining. So you like walk over and you ask like, how are you doing? And Eddie, he's like, how are you doing? You know, good. I'm enjoying this cake and I'm enjoying my meal. And Zadi's like, I'm sad because it's raining outside. And Eddie's like, well, how about go and get a piece of cake? Cakes always make people happy. They go to Oscar. And Oscar's like, so what's happening? It's like, Zari feels really sad. Oscar gives her a cake, but she's not gonna really eat the cake. So you just go over to Junior, and Junior, still really sad. Junior is like, oh, hey, why don't you read a book? Book's always nice, right? I'm gonna help you. And you're like, sweet. It's like, do you have a book? And Junior's like, I do have a book, but I don't know where it is because I'm very hungry. So you give Junior the cake and you find out that the book is in the couch. So you go to the couch, you find the book, and hooray, you have something to do on a rainy day. It's the simple things, you know? It's the simple things. I wouldn't mind reading a book on a rainy day, honestly. I don't think there's any new words other than like llover, something that deals with rain. Yeah, nothing really rings out. So you had the food, activity, summer. I feel like I'm missing something. Days? Everything else is conjugating for the we. Yeah. I think this is good. I'm kind of slacking. Let's go look. Abrir. To open. I missed. Junto. Oh, together. Comida, of course. Comida. For food. Tarde. That's the time that I was thinking of. It's not that bad. So tarde pairs with verano category. And then junto is very important. It's on the side. And then abrir is caminar. That wasn't too bad. That's a lot fewer than I thought. Okay. Describe activities. I'm imagining this will expand our activity list. Maybe get run. Formally like run. To pair with walk. Maybe something to pair with like read, write. Sleeping. Find out. What type of activity we're talking about? Nosotros trabajamos en casa.
Nosotros trabajamos en casa.
Yeah, trabajamos en casa. Oh, we didn't get trabajamos yet for trabajar so we're still continuing our we situation. En una oficina. ¿Tú escribes bien en español? Well, adverbs. Using bien as an adverb. That's new. Ustedes aprenden italiano? Él quiere aprender italiano. Okay, those are fine. Happy endings. The basic form of a verb is called an infinitive. For example, hablar, comer, escribir are all infinitives. Spanish have 3 verb groups, right? Yeah. Ar, and ir. There are the endings for each one, right? But, exclusive of irregulars. O, as, a, amos, an. O, mes, o, es, hemos, en. And then o, es, hemos, en. And then the occasional stem changes, right? Occasional stem changes, which are different from that, from the ones they chose. All right. Let's try to be a little bit more due diligent today.
Tú hablas mucho.
So that's an adverbial.
Tú hablas italiano. Tú hablas italiano.
Direct object.
Él toma el tren.
Él toma el tren. Tomar. Okay.
Juan no toma el
tren. Didn't catch the one. No.
Ellos hablan mucho.
Okay.
Ellos hablan inglés.
Okay. Yo también. Mi mamá es inglesa.
Ellas trabajan aquí.
Okay, we're fine. That's kind of an adverbial too. So they're setting up the structure of modifying and pivoting the verbs. So where do you work? You work here.
Mis hijos trabajan aquí.
Yo también.
Quiero hablar español.
Okay. Felipe necesita hablar español en el trabajo.
Hablar.
Su jefe es de España.
Jefe.
Quiero tomar el autobús.
Okay, direct object.
Ustedes necesitan tomar el tren.
Ustedes necesitan tomar el tren.
Nosotros trabajamos aquí.
Okay, and then now we're moving to we again. With the adverbial.
Nosotras trabajamos en una oficina. Nosotros trabajamos en
Una oficina.
Nosotros.
Nosotros tomamos el tren.
Tomamos el tren.
Quiero trabajar en un restaurante.
Quiero
¿Eh?
trabajar en un restaurante.
So nosotras tomamos. Nosotras tomamos el autobús. Sure.
¿Tú bebes té?
Si bebes té. Okay.
Ella come pollo.
Still fine. We haven't gotten anything new per se.
Ella come sándwich.
Ella come sandwiches.
Ellas beben café.
Ellas beben café. Okay. There's a bunch
Ellas beben té con leche. ¿Y ustedes?
Nosotras también, por favor. Gracias. Yeah, okay.
Ellos leen mucho.
Okay.
Ellos leen.
Ellos leen periódicos.
Quiero beber leche.
Quiero beber leche. Okay.
Quiero beber un té.
Okay, now they're removing, right? They're removing the jo, right? Which a bunch of people were being incredibly pedantic about over the time. So now they're removing jo. I imagine in another unit or two, nosotros is gonna go away as well. It's pretty clear that they're systematically doing it, but like I said, all the last couple days, and especially yesterday, when constant things, there's a rhyme or reason to doing it before you trim back. Nosotros también. ¿Quieres ir al café? Right, if you want to go to. Okay.
Nosotros leemos mucho.
Okay. En las tardes, nosotros leemos juntos en la biblioteca.
Nosotros comemos aquí.
Los viernes, nosotros comemos juntos. Okay. To agree, right?
Quiero leer este libro.
Quiero leer este libro. So now we have demonstratives. No new vocabulary whatsoever. I think it's doing everything we have as described as activities so far and keeping it simple. It's kind of nice from yesterday.
Él
Él
no
quiere comer una manzana.
una manzana.
Ellos necesitan leer este mensaje. Ellas leer
Este.
Oh.
Lee este mensaje.
Make sure our plurals and singulars are agreeing. Ella quiere comer una banana.
Ella quiere comer una banana.
Okay. That's 2 with no new vocabulary so far.
Usted vive aquí.
Usted vive aquí.
¿Usted vive en Francia, señor Pérez?
Okay. Agreement with formal. No, yo no.
Tú escribes mucho.
Okay. We have escribir.
Tú escribes bien en español.
Tú escribes bien en español. So bien for an adverb.
Ellos no abren hoy.
Ellos no abren hoy. Okay. So we got our new one, abrir from last one, from last unit. Oh. In that type of open. Okay.
Ellas abren esto.
Ellas abren estos mensajes. Okay.
Ellas escriben mucho.
Ellas escriben muy bien. Ellas escriben muy bien.
Even more adjectives.
Él necesita
adverbs.
escribir.
Ella necesita escribir un mensaje para su maestro en la computadora. By how they're writing as opposed to the characterizing maestra. I was looking for like en la universidad or something.
Nosotras vivimos aquí.
Nosotras vivimos en México. Nosotras
Nosotras
vivimos en México.
Quiero vivir en México.
Nosotras abrimos las cartas.
Abrimos.
Necesitamos.
Okay, now they're omitting. There's often on moments where they omit we. Necesitamos abrir
Abrir la maleta.
Abrimos los mensajes.
Necesitamos abrir esta carta.
Ellas salen ahora.
Salen. Okay, salen is new. To leave. This is more like ellas están saliendo. Oh, maybe not, actually.
Ellas salen en la tarde. Ellas salen en la tarde.
Ellas compran café.
Ellas compran el café aquí.
Yo también. Es muy bueno. Good. It was very
Quiero
good.
salir ahora.
Yep, salir.
Ellos aprenden poco. Ellos aprenden portugués.
Yo también. Con Duolingo.
¿Usted quiere aprender?
Ella quiere aprender.
Ella quiere aprender español.
Nosotros salimos ahora.
Salimos. Okay.
Nosotras aprendemos mucho.
Aprendemos. Right. Nosotros aprendemos español juntos en la escuela.
Aprendemos.
Okay.
Necesito comprar un carro.
Yeah, so many of the goals are being removed, right? Whenever we're expressing us or I. Necesito comprar una camisa nueva. Camiseta? Okay.
Camiseta.
Kind of looks like a shirt as well, but camiseta nueva. Esta es muy pequeña.
Pequeña.
Okay.
Quiero
Quiero
salir ahora.
Nosotros compramos
Vamos.
un periódico.
Periódico. Nosotras compramos
Un
café.
Queremos trabajar en Nueva York.
Queremos trabajar en Nueva York. Okay. So most of the desire stuff is omitting the pronouns, which is fairly observed commonality of truncating. Yeah. I think this point and many other points constantly over and over again talking about like redundancy and being like efficient or natural. I think most of it is already considered even in the grand scheme of things. But going from the day to day, it's really jarring and distracting when you're constantly jumping ahead because you think that you're already more competent, right? And that kind of thing leads to incredible distractions. I think that's kind of one of those things where if you're teaching something and you're impatient yourself, then it's at the expense of the person you're talking to at the time. And I find that yesterday was fairly distracting, to the point where I mentioned something and it still fell on deaf ears, but that's probably due to inexperience in emotional intelligence or communication. And even then, despite all of that, understanding that there is even in formal education, there's like an order to things. So thinking that you see something and you advise something without actually knowing what the process looks like is presumptuous, and that typically occurs from a place of experience, but also in a place where someone is clearly not meant to be an instructor or a teacher, right? I think that's one of the more common things. I was expecting that more often than the other languages. Like, for example, you don't have as many Mandarin or Chinese interest groups. Japanese has quite a lot, largely because most of them are, in fact, outside of Japan. And then Spanish is another level up, right? If I was learning English, I could only imagine what it's like to learn English by sharing your experiences. Probably more people have opinions, like just by statistics alone, more people have different opinions, differing opinions, and different claims for native properness and regional ethnocentrism about English. So I was expecting Spanish to be no different. However, it is always worth setting your boundaries, setting your lines, because I honestly think when it comes to native speak, or someone who proudly go around claiming that they're native speakers, there's a bit of ethnocentrism when it comes to providing advice or informing people while they're learning, which may be very informative, but not necessarily constructively emotionally intelligent to language learning. Because if you're a native speaker in that particular language, then you did not have the same process of learning than a person who is learning it later, right? To bring it closer though, if you are a person who is native speaking but also spend a lot of their time language learning, then that can present a bit more of a emotional intelligent advice. However, that still does not cover situations where languages differ in that regards. So there are things that obviously fundamentally differ between languages. So if you're not multilingual, then it can lead to things like, oh, you don't do this and you do that and you do this and you do that, but there's no language equivalent in the way you learn something, right? Or is learning something. Queremos trabajar en Nueva York.
Ellos quieren trabajar en una universidad.
Excuse me? I'll have to look at that again.
Ellos quieren trabajar en una universidad. Ellos quieren trabajar en una universidad.
Queremos hablar español.
Oh, that's what I did last time too.
Necesitamos
Probably.
abrir esta puerta. Necesitamos abrir esta puerta. Abrir esta puerta.
Nosotros trabajamos en una escuela.
Él no quiere comer una manzana. Él no comer. Quiere comer una banana, manzana. Él no quiere comer una manzana.
No quiero beber vino.
Quiero trabajar en China. Quiero trabajar en China.
Necesitamos
abrir un restaurante.
Necesitamos
abrir la puerta.
Ellos no abren hoy.
Ellos no abren hoy. Ellas abren muchas cartas.
Queremos trabajar en Nueva York.
Yeah. Oh, I might have tapped once. Or what?
Queremos hablar español.
And in this one, I definitely tapped A. Yep. Okay, that's fine. Vigilance. Alright, story time.
Nosotras
no abrimos esta puerta. I forgot about the
Tú
legend.
escribes mucho. Tú escribes mucho.
Ellos quieren
comer una ensalada.
Nosotros leemos. Nosotras. Nosotros.
Nosotros tomamos un taxi. Nosotros tomamos un taxi.
Yo quiero trabajar en una escritorio. Feminine. Una oficina bonita con un escritorio grande.
Quiero beber un té.
Un té. Nosotros también. ¿Quieres ir al café? Los viernes nosotros comemos juntos en la casa.
Juntos.
Ella
Ella
quiere
quiere
aprender
aprender
francés.
francés.
Ella come carne. Come.
Nosotras salimos ahora.
Nosotras
Vivimos.
vivimos.
Vive.
Usted vive. ¿Escuela? Escuela. Nosotras
Trabajamos.
trabajamos. And then ellos
Trabajan.
Bebes. Leche. Something drink.
Necesitamos
Necesitamos abrir la puerta.
maleta.
Maleta.
Ellas salen en la tarde.
Alright. Now we get our story. Love these. I want a dog.
Quiero un perro.
Of course it's Junior.
Papá, tenemos que hablar. Quiero un perro.
Junior, tener un perro es mucho trabajo.
Papá, por favor. Soy muy responsable.
Responsable.
¿Ah, sí?
Really?
Entonces, tienes que limpiar el carro,
To clean the car. Okay. Needs to drive to his new. He wants to prove his responsibility. Yeah. Limpiar.
Está bien.
lavar el baño,
Lavar el baño.
Sí.
Right. Wash.
y lavar las ventanas.
Windows. Ventanas.
¡Ay, no!
3 horas después, Junior termina de limpiar.
Oh, he did finish. Okay, finish. Termina.
Papá, mira.
¡Qué bien! Tú eres muy responsable. Ahora puedes...
No,
Really?
gracias. No quiero un perro.
Nice.
¿Por qué no?
¿Por qué no?
Estoy muy cansado. No quiero ser responsable.
Nice. Well played. Quiero baño. Perro. Limpiar. Entonces. Well played. Well played, Eddie. I like the Eddie and Junior stuff.
Quiero un perro.
Papá, tenemos que hablar. Quiero un perro.
Junior, tener un perro es mucho trabajo.
Papá, por favor. Soy muy responsable.
¿Ah, sí? Entonces, tienes que limpiar el carro,
Está bien.
lavar el baño
Sí.
y lavar las ventanas.
¡Ay, no!
3 horas después, Junior termina de limpiar.
Papá, mira.
¡Qué bien! Tú eres muy responsable. Ahora puedes...
No, gracias. No quiero un perro.
¿Por qué no?
Estoy muy cansado. No quiero ser responsable.
Horas. Baño. Ventanas. Quiero. Race. Right. Very cute story. Alright.
Él no quiere tomar el...
Él no quiero tomar el tren. Él. Okay.
Nosotros tomamos un taxi.
Quiero trabajar.
Quiero trabajar en un restaurante.
Nosotros no tomamos el tren. Tomamos.
Queremos hablar.
Queremos hablar español.
Tú hablas francés.
Amanda no toma el autobús.
Toma.
Toma. Queremos trabajar en York.
Ustedes necesitan tomar el tren.
Ana, ¿tú trabajas en esta oficina? John y yo también trabajamos aquí.
¿Dónde trabajan John y Ana? En la oficina. Nondescript.
Ustedes necesitan tomar el tren.
Ellos hablan mucho en clase y la maestra está enojada o
Quiero hablar español.
quiero hablar español. Oh. Él toma el tren. Ellos hablan español. Ellos trabajan en la fábrica. Oh, in a factory. Okay. Ellos leen libros.
Ella come manzanas.
Ellos beben.
Ellos beben leche.
Queremos comer una ensalada.
Una.
Usa una.
Nosotros comemos carne.
Ella
come
sándwiches.
Nosotros leemos en casa.
Nosotros.
Quiero comer una manzana.
Buenos días. Yo quiero beber agua y mi hijo quiere un jugo. También queremos comer arroz con pollo y una ensalada. Gracias.
¿Dónde están ellos? En un restaurante.
¿Ustedes beben té?
Buenas tardes, esta tienda tiene sándwiches de tofu o ensaladas. Somos veganos y no comemos carne. Nosotros comemos vegetales.
Veganos. Instead of, veganos. And then tofu. Ellos quieren comer tofu o ensalada? That works. The other one has carne in them. ¿Tú bebes leche? No quiero leer este libro de francés. Nosotros no leemos mucho en francés.
Leemos.
¿Ellos leen en la biblioteca? Works. I don't know if I need things when I don't see them. Guess we should keep track of how if I need them or not. No quiero beber agua. Ellos necesitan leer este mensaje. Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Tú
escribes muy bien.
Usted vive aquí. Vive.
Ellas escriben.
Ellas escriben bien en italiano.
Tú escribes muchas cartas. Escribe. Escribes.
Ellas escriben.
Ellas escriben mucho en casa. Interesting. Catalá.
Nosotras vivimos aquí.
Nosotras vivimos aquí.
Nosotras no abrimos esta puerta.
Necesitamos
abrir
un restaurante.
Ella necesita escribir un libro.
Mary tiene un nuevo trabajo en un periódico. Ella necesita escribir 3 artículos esta semana.
Artículos. Mari tiene mucho trabajo, ¿ya? Nosotros abrimos la puerta. Oh, the doors. Oh gosh. Just don't read. Keep like not completing the read. I imagine things that are more normal. Like you don't open doors, you just open the single door most of the time. Yeah, we're just auto-completing to our
Ellos
detriment over and over again.
quieren vivir en Francia.
Pretty much all of them. Like, I usually say the something when you're looking for an action to a specific thing, but they want non-specific when non-specific. Like, ellos no abren el restaurante hoy. Está cerrado. Oh, yeah, because it's not open. Nosotros vivimos en usted vive. Okay. Abren muchas cartas.
Queremos vivir en Inglaterra.
Ella.
Quiero salir
ahora.
Están.
Bueno.
Ir. Salir.
Nosotros
compramos un periódico.
Necesito comprar una casa. Necesito
comprar una computadora.
Nosotros salimos juntos.
Ellas salen en la tarde. Salen.
Nosotras aprendemos inglés.
Ella quiere aprender español.
Ellas compran un periódico.
Martín y yo siempre salimos los fines de semana. A veces comemos en restaurantes en la ciudad.
Los fines de semana ellos nunca comen juntos. Salen y comen juntos. Ellos aprenden poco.
Poco.
Ustedes
Compran.
compran.
Compramos.
Nosotras compramos. Oops. Oh, whoops. Wrong. I went halfway and then thought about halfway again. Hmm. Or ustedes. Yeah. You or you are. Gotta practice those.
Queremos hablar español.
Compran.
Nosotros abrimos los mensajes.
Compramos.
No quiero beber vino.
Ellas. Ahora.
Okay, practice ustedes. Alright. I think we're now hitting our...
Ellos aprenden español. Ellos aprenden español. Necesito comprar una computadora.
Ella quiere aprender español.
Quiero salir ahora. Ellos leen mucho.
Tú escribes bien en español. Tú escribes bien en español.
What?
Tú escribes Bien. En
Oh.
español.
Kind of sound like a little bit mixed there.
Ella.
Ellos hablan mucho.
Vive.
Ah,
Él
keep
quiere
doing
vivir en
that.
España.
Like halfway.
Él quiere vivir en España.
I'm making it agree with the noun, the direct object, not the subject.
Él quiere vivir en España.
Oh.
Él quiere vivir en España.
Ustedes necesitan tomar el tren.
Nosotros compramos una ensalada.
Okay. Next story. Oh, okay. Repeat.
Un boleto para Barcelona.
Oh, this one's pretty good
Junior
too.
está en el aeropuerto. Él habla con la mujer del mostrador.
¿Te puedo ayudar en algo?
Quiero un boleto para Barcelona.
¿Dónde están tus padres?
¿Perdón? Yo no tengo 7 años.
¿Y cuántos años tienes?
Tengo 8 años.
Un boleto para Barcelona cuesta $400.
Está bien. ¿A dónde puedo ir con $13?
Eddie, el papá de Junior, corre al mostrador.
Junior, aquí estás. ¿Qué haces en el aeropuerto?
Hoy tengo un examen de matemáticas. Necesito salir del país.
Está bien. ¿Cuánto cuesta el boleto?
$400.
¿Y cuánto cuestan 2 boletos?
$800.
Muy bien. Eres muy bueno en matemáticas. Estás listo para tu examen.
Wait. Mostrador. Listo. Dolores. Examen. Eddie with his trickery.
Un boleto para Barcelona. Junior está en el aeropuerto. Él habla con la mujer del mostrador.
¿Te puedo ayudar en algo?
Quiero un boleto para Barcelona.
What? Oh, whoops. Yeah, I was
¿Dónde
thinking.
están tus padres?
¿Perdón? Yo no tengo 7 años.
¿Y cuántos años tienes?
¿Tienes?
Tengo 8 años.
Un boleto para Barcelona cuesta $400.
Está bien. ¿A dónde puedo ir con $13?
Eddie, el papá de Junior, corre al mostrador.
Junior, aquí estás. ¿Qué haces en el aeropuerto?
Hoy tengo un examen de matemáticas. Necesito salir del país.
Está bien. ¿Cuánto cuesta el boleto?
$400.
¿Y cuánto cuestan 2 boletos?
$800.
Muy bien. Eres muy bueno en matemáticas. Estás listo para tu examen.
¿Cuántos años tienes? Padres para 13. Aeropuerto. Okay, personalized practice. Let's go. El niño come un sándwich. ¿Quién come una ensalada?
Tú come pan.
El jefe lee su correo electrónico. El jefe. Comes. Escribo su El jefe lee su correo electrónico. Escribo, lee.
Okay, so they don't take formal questions. They have to take interesting. All right. Test.
La niña
Unless I wrote something wrong there.
come un ensalada.
Tú lees mucho en el trabajo. Tú lees mucho en el trabajo.
Señor, usted escribe un libro.
Leo las cartas. Ahora.
El señor Albert lee una carta.
Señora, ¿usted bebe vino?
Nope, I didn't make it there. Fine. Okay.
Sí,
Sí, yo quiero comer contigo hoy.
Yo estudio francés.
Yo estudio francés.
A veces
A veces Julia está cansada.
Mi amigo nunca está feliz con su trabajo.
A veces yo estoy enojado con mi padre. A veces.
A veces
Estoy enojado.
enojada con mi padre. Oh.
Yo. A veces yo estoy enojado con mi padre.
¿Quién quiere, quién? ¿Quién quiere comer más carne o más pan?
Yo quiero comer un sándwich.
Estudio inglés el lunes y francés el miércoles. ¿Tú cuándo estudias, Hans?
Tú no vives en México.
Esta mujer nunca está enojada. Well, let's try this.
La mujer bebe jugo.
La mujer bebe jugo.
Yo bebo jugo.
Roberto siempre está feliz.
Roberto siempre está feliz. Roberto. Okay. Off we go. Yo estudio inglés y español.
Juan quiere estudiar español.
Dúo nunca
se siento cansado.
Julia no bebe jugo. A veces Julia está cansada.
¿Quieres jugo, Carolina?
¿Quieres jugo, Carolina? Juan quiere estudiar inglés en Estados Unidos.
Tú vives en Estados Unidos.
Yo estudio inglés el lunes. Tú vives. Tu hijo vive. Vive. Y si eres enojado a veces. Tú nunca quieres estudiar conmigo.
¿Quieres comer más pan?
¿Quieres comer más pan?
Sí, yo quiero comer más pan. Sí, yo quiero más pan.
Oh, necesito
Sí,
comer.
yo quiero comer más pan. Yo quiero comer más pan.
Forgot the action. When I want to eat, I want also implies to eat. In that case, that's why I shortened it. I want more bread implies I want more bread to eat. A lot of times in my head. Skipped over it.
Lo siento. Yo estoy muy aburrido en este concierto.
Camila está un poco aburrida en casa. Camila está un poco aburrida en casa.
Okay. Yeah.
La señorita Rivera está muy mal esta mañana.
Or contento. Okay.
Siempre. Me siento cansado.
Oh, I missed an R.
Tú. También. Sorprendido. Pedro, estás. También.
Oh, I missed the R. Maybe my R is not registered. Hmm. Oh, gender agreement. Oh, wrong. Esther for feelings.
Mi madre
Madre
se siente
se siente
un poco
cansada
hoy.
Eh, Oh, That's a typo, actually.
Rafael. ¿Tú estás emocionado? No.
Okay. That's fine. Very typical things. Alright, the podcast. You know, I think it's only limited to certain peeps right now. Yeah, I haven't seen like Falstaff and the others.
Welcome back to Lily and Strangers, where I'm forced to talk to
Maybe
people
not.
I don't know. In case you care, here are some keywords you should know.
Okay.
Mejor.
Mejor.
Estudiantes.
Estudiantes.
Aprendemos.
Aprendemos. Juntos.
Juntas.
Juntas. Sure.
I'm Lily, and here's our new guest. Let's get this over with.
Hola, yo soy Tamara. Mi hermana Tina y yo somos estudiantes de inglés. Tina y yo somos estudiantes de inglés. Aprendemos mucho en clase y leemos muchos libros en inglés. Leemos muchos libros en inglés. Nosotras vivimos, trabajamos y comemos juntas. Ella es mi hermana y mi mejor amiga.
Okay. Fair enough.
It seems like reading books is the most interesting part of your life. I almost feel sorry for you.
Dang.
See you next time, or not.
Dang. That's Lily for you. Ellos trabajan en la biblioteca.
Ella come carne.
Ella come carne. Nosotras tomamos el autobús.
Quiero
beber un té. Ellos beben café.
Queremos
Trabajar en Nueva York. Trabajamos aquí.
Ellos leen.
Sándwiches.
Nosotros leemos periódicos.
Quiero comer un manzana.
Él no quiere leer este periódico.
¿Tú bebes vino?
Oops. Oops. That's the wrong one.
Ellos hablan inglés.
Nosotras salimos en la mañana.
¿Usted vive en Francia?
¿Usted vive en Francia?
Tú escribes muchas cartas. Ustedes abren puertas.
quiero salir ahora.
Ellos salen en la mañana. Ellos salen en la mañana.
Okay. All right.
Él toma el tren.
Él toma el tren.
Ellos compran pollo.
Ellas trabajan aquí.
Ellos trabajan aquí.
Él quiere salir en la mañana. Él quiere salir en la mañana.
Ellas salen en la tarde.
Okay. All's a bit better. Let's do our review. Nosotros leemos.
Leer.
Quiero leer.
Amanda no toma el autobús.
Nosotros compramos un periódico.
Nosotros trabajamos en una escuela.
We buy newspapers because you usually buy more than one in a group, but I wasn't listening to what they were saying again because I have this habit of completing the sentence on my own.
Queremos trabajar en Nueva York.
Ellos trabajan en la biblioteca.
Oh, I missed the R. Oh, and I messed up the A.
¿Usted vive en México? ¿Usted vive en México?
Nosotros compramos un periódico.
Okay. Not bad, not bad. Now I'm starting to wonder, what exactly did we get? Probably just salir. Right? Just salir. So just salir. That's it. The whole unit, salir. And then got a lot more practice in to be more consistent with agreement. I still skip stuff. So, let's go over the evening stuff and then stuff that I need to really pay attention to. So sometimes I'm not listening for object, so I'm really ignoring direct object, singular and plural. That's happened a couple times. And then yeah, this is the big one. This happens so often. Okay, listen to the rest, right? Listen to the rest. And then I'm still plural and singular, and it's connected with the articles of the direct object. Especially the articles, dropping the articles far more. Try to be a little bit more attentive. I keep completing the sentences in my head by myself as opposed to listening to the rest of the sentence, which might be something that comes naturally later, but I'm trying to do the exercises. Doesn't help with completing the exercises. Listen to the end instead of completing the sentence. All right. So, we have pod 1. Daily dedication. I can get behind that. There are a way to describe lots of activities that you would do on a daily basis. Maybe like study and learn language. Learn language each day. Probably. That's probably it. And I'm gonna say it's probably Lynn, because it's she's like, no way. That's too much work. Right? Internalize that. Now, pod 2. Imagine language learning on a daily basis. I don't know what that feels like. Reading at home. Actually, reading at home could be a Lynn or a Lucy. Or not Lucy, Lynn or Lily. Probably Lily, because it's boring. Reading at home. Yikes. Imagine reading stuff at home. And then we're pivoting. Pod 3. Again, pod 3. What do we have? Cafe conversation. Falstaff's been shining pretty hard lately. I think this is a Lucy. Secret meeting. Cafe conversation. How would that work with our... What would you drink? Tea and coffee. Right, tea and coffee, maybe grab a salad. Pastel, I mean, they could mention other things that are outside the unit a lot of times. And then we have our adventure. Junior's gift. Interesting. Regalo? Like, someone's giving him something? Or is Junior's gift as in for shenanigans or mischief? Don't know. Find out tomorrow. Back with that tomorrow. Alright. This one was a nice break or relax from yesterday's unit, but largely because yesterday's unit there was tons of constant layered miscellaneous information that interferes with what they're trying to do, so try to put a stop to it and focus. Right. All right, folks, there you have it. Another day, pretty mild today. Very low vocabulary, gives me time to kind of brush up on retaining. I still made like 4 or 5 errors, not listening to the rest of the sentence. Like whenever someone says, oh hey, we're going somewhere to buy something, I expect to buy more than one thing a lot of times because there are multiple people. So somewhere in the back of my head, I'm like I'm pluraling things and singularing things because that's what I expect to see, but I'm not listening verbatim, which does, in my opinion, occur when you think about conversations all the time. So yes, I also do the same thing, but that doesn't mean I can't try to listen intently, because when you're in a language and you've heard it a bunch of times, you're going to try to fill in the blanks. And I mean, that's well and good for conversation, maybe not so great for unit thinking. And also probably not the greatest for people who are starting from 0, which is why I had a particular resistance and I pushed back pretty hard yesterday. Largely because if you keep inundating people with shortcuts and conversational completion and whatnot, that's not, in my opinion, that tends to be non-conducive to someone who's reviewing. I mean, I'm technically reviewing, so it was okay for all those things, but also, again, regional ethnocentrism. It's not egocentric, it's ethnocentric. Basically, No one's trying to talk about the self. It's largely, oh, the region does this, the region does that. It's like, that's great. Making commentary as though you should try to write it that way is useful when it aligns with the task at hand, right? That exercised a little bit of emotional intelligence. We had so much trivia going in and out. It's kind of like reading the banter you have when you're playing a game when everyone has an opinion, right? Or you're doing something when everyone has an opinion. It's less so. It's a very different situation for Japanese because Japanese's thing tends to be homogenous. There's less regional variances. So in that case, there's a lot of commentary on preciseness, right? People are arguing about the nuance and preciseness. Since Japanese is trendy, but the rules are not as regionally flexible. So there's no, oh, we do this, oh, they do that, we do this, they do that. And then when you're learning English, that's probably heightened to some extent, right? Probably even beyond Spanish. So I was kind of expecting that. And Chinese, it's excommunicated. So generally speaking, if you're interested in Chinese, it's incredibly open, largely because everyone's trying to figure it out. Look, you go here and there. Occasionally you meet other people who will say, we say this, you say that, which is pretty much why Chinese is also a macro language, right? So at some point, maybe in Japan, for Japanese, there will be a large enough localized area where it's going to be we say this and they say that kind of situation, but not for now. So Japanese, while it has a lot of commentary and is very popular and is on uptrend, generally it's about agreeing on one thing. Spanish, on the other hand, much like English, is everyone has an opinion, and those inputs are often very, very ethnocentric, which is what I wanted to emphasize yesterday. Pedantic and ethnocentric. Like, okay, I'm glad to hear that your region does not do this or your region flex this, but you have to be courteous about it. It's like, hey, this is an interesting fact, as opposed to saying it as a dictation. But I was trying to be mindful of the idea that perhaps I'm the native English speaker here in that situation and they weren't. But in any case, I was trying to make an analogy. Like, I could dictate and tell them how using the indicative form is something that is very normalized in English, but the subjunctive is very much available in English. It's so underused in today's environment that foreigners they almost talk exclusively in indicative form, and that indicative form indicates to me like they want to impart and indicate and dictate what is right and wrong, which might be unintentional, largely due to the lack of being able to use the subjunctive in English, which I don't really see as a downside. Indicative form makes it very clear what the intent is, but perhaps some people did not intend to be like that, right? It'd be interesting. I will be doing something in the 3rd year and maybe in the 4th year, maybe next year or the year after, about talking about the subjunctive in English, because I think it's a very, very, it's so much lower of people who are able to command the subjunctive that English, in my opinion, has been misconceived by a younger generation as a language that is very on the nose. It's very descriptive. And then whenever they encounter the subjunctive, they reject the subjunctive, as in, oh, when do you encounter a subjunctive? Politicians, academics, intellectuals, things that do not rely on the indicative form, because indicative form would suggest certainty. And that's kind of what kind of grind me down a little yesterday. Okay, that's great. I'm glad you say it this way. I'm glad you say it this way. But they don't. The thing I'm using does not. And when you're doing something in the system, you need enough perspective to talk about within the system. Just because I'm doing something to get a right answer doesn't mean I'm not aware of the other things. And constantly informing someone of something they already know, and they're saying like, okay, that's great, you know, maybe we'll save that for another time, and then you continue to proceed to do that. That's lacking emotional intelligence. But I kind of get the passion. I respect the passion. Again, it also takes a lot of maturity to take on a commentary when someone says, okay, all right, that's enough for today, right? Got a lot of trivia. Regulate, right? Perhaps I'll be a little bit more mindful of when something becomes a little too overzealous, right? That's something to reflect upon from yesterday. So keeping that in mind, we're gonna continue, see where this takes us. It's gonna be part of the review and the retrospective soon. I think we're 12 days away, right? 11 days away. Well, it'll be on the 12th day. So we're within 2 weeks of our first Duolingo Spanish review. And then more on that another time. Thanks again, folks. For those who are going to watch this later, muchas gracias. Right. Until then, stay healthy. Keep on working. Know your boundaries. You're always welcome to follow along. Welcome hot takes. But always be ready to discuss, defend, you know, listen as well. I mean, I'm having trouble listening to the end of the sentences in Duolingo and doing the whole thing. So it's tough. It takes practice, due diligence. Until then, stay healthy, stay vigilant, have fun choosing to do what you want to do. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hasta luego.